It's time to go live, another bicycle live stream on Saturday, March the 13th at, what's the time? 7:40 a.m. I've ridden 37 kilometres and it's warming up. Feeling quite humid, but nice to be out on the bike. And I want to share with you a very health but also spiritual related topic this morning. And I've titled it Eliminating the Leading Cause of Death in Older Adults. Now, what if the leading cause of death in older adults was entirely preventable, is in fact a lifestyle death and could be eliminated? Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing if you had that information and you thought to yourself, you know what, I can do something about this. I can make sure that as I grow older, I don't end up in this situation. Well, keep listening and you'll see how you can avoid it. But first, let me see if I can get through this construction zone here. So it might get a bit noisy. I don't know. Let me just see. It's they're coming at me from all sides. Wow. Okay. So I was talking to a friend at work, colleague at work, on Monday. Came in and one of the first things he said was, I don't feel too good. He said, drank too much on the weekend and he was recovering from it. And straight away I said, well, you do realise, I said, that alcohol is a poison. And he said, and he came back with a couple of different justifications, I guess you could say. It was somebody's birthday or relative's birthday, and of course that means you've got to poison yourself. It was like, So I started thinking about this would make a good little topic for a live stream. So the topic is eliminating the leading cause of death for older adults, which is, quite simply, alcohol. Alcohol is the leading cause of death amongst older adults. The alcohol-related or caused cancer is the leading cause of death for older adults. When you come into the younger age groups, ages 15 to 49, alcohol is the leading risk factor for death and disability. It's the leading risk factor. So there you have, from the age of 15, the leading risk factor for death and disability, and over the age of 50, getting into the older adults, it is the top cause of death. And this is a entirely preventable personal choice that we choose whether we want to poison ourselves or not, and we can live a much healthier life by making a simple choice to not poison ourselves. So in 2018, the Lancet published 2 articles about alcohol, 2 studies. One was a small study and one was a huge study, both in August 2018. In the large study, they analysed, or in this article, they analysed 195 locations. So studies from 195 locations relating to the effect of alcohol consumption on our health, and it looked at varying levels. Was there a level that is safe? That's what they wanted to find out. At what point is it the risk factor so minimal that it's okay to drink alcohol? Well, their conclusion after analysing 195 or studies from 195 locations around the world, this conclusion in the Lancet from just over 2 years ago was quite simple and quite direct and quite obvious. They concluded the best for your health when it comes to alcohol is no drinking at all. And of course that's obvious because it is a poison, it's a toxin, it's something that has no benefit at all for our body. And the moment we put it in, it's like a cigarette or a drug. The body is trying, the moment we put it in, to clean and eliminate it. And so we are deliberately making our health worse, neglecting ourselves with any amount of alcohol consumption. So it is overall the 7th leading cause of death and disability. So overall, it's the 7th leading cause of death and disability in the world amongst men and women. And as I said earlier, it is the leading risk factor for death and disability from the age of 15 onwards. And it is the leading, or the top cause of death from alcohol-related cancer in older adults. So another quote from this study said, "Our results show the safest level of drinking is none." Any level of consumption, regardless of amount, leads to loss of healthy life. Now let me say that again. Our results show the safest level of drinking is none. Any level of consumption, regardless of amount, leads to loss of healthy life. Now, I think you'd agree, we're all striving for a healthy life. We choose products that are healthy for us as much as we're aware of. We like to consume whole foods for good health. That's why we're on a vegan diet and why we're concentrating on whole foods. We like to meditate, to exercise, to go to the gym, to be out in nature. And so many people that do this, sadly then follow the norm or the peer pressure or the culture or the custom of then at night poisoning themselves and then having the body in a state of toxicity constantly, especially if you're somebody that drinks every day. With the body trying to eliminate these poisons. Comes to a point where the body can't do it and the cancers become an issue, and this of course becomes the leading cause of death in older adults. So this is a wake-up call that if you are finding yourself needing to impress other people, and to do so you've got to drink alcohol to impress them, to be friends with them, to be accepted by them, this is a wake-up call to ask yourself, are these people really my friends? Are these people the sort of people I really should be putting energy towards and spending time with, if, in order to be accepted by these people, I have to poison myself? And sadly, that is very common in most of the cultures around the world, that to be accepted into a group, could be a social group, it could be a work group, it could be a family group, to be accepted, when they say, oh, go on, have a drink, if you say no, you're considered an outsider. Now, being vegan for 41 years, I know what it's like to be considered an outsider, but it's your body, it's your life, it's your cancer that you will get if you decide to put a toxin into your body. So these people that we are trying to impress, that we want to accept us, they're not going to be able to help us when we get to that point of developing cancer. And are we so desperate for love and acceptance that we would put ourselves in that situation of choosing to impress those, somebody that's as infallible as us, I guess would be the description. So that's one thought that I had on it. Another is that if you need an intoxicating substance that is outside of yourself, I guess you could say, in order to feel happy, in order to feel relaxed, in order to function, if you need that. And here we're talking about alcohol here, but it could be drugs, it could be recreational drugs, it could be headache tablets, it could be coffee. Remember, coffee is the biggest drug in the world. If you need a substance like that in order to function, not just in order to be accepted by others, but in order to function when you're not even trying to impress others, then this is another really, really big wake-up call where we've got to stop and say to ourselves, am I so detached from my inner peace, from my inner wisdom, that I can't reach it naturally, that I can't reach it I can't even be alone with my own mind. It's so out of control that I have to have a substance to distract me from it. And if that's the case, this is a big wake-up call, an opportunity to stop and say, this serves no purpose. It's costing, this poison that is socially acceptable is costing me my health, is costing me money to impress other people. It's going to be extremely detrimental to me in the long run as I get older, as the leading risk factor for death and disability, and as the top cause of death as I get older. So a wise person would look at this and make a decision. There really is no other decision that can be made but to go, wow, there's no benefit at all to this poison. I will stop using it. If the thought of doing that is not possible, if you can't actually imagine doing that, then there are professional organisations that can help. And I know plenty of people that have gone to these organisations and continue to go to these organisations in order to be able to get away from a poison that has an addictive, oppressive hold on them, and in which they have built their life around. So, Saturday morning, strong wake-up call for those that find this poison, or those that come to the realisation that this poison, this socially acceptable poison, is of no benefit and no use to us. And I pray that for your own health, for the health of the nation, the world, for the health of relationships with each other, the economy, I pray that you're able to either find the inner strength to give it the flick yourself, or seek outside help in order to do so. Your life will be extremely rewarding without needing an addictive substance to make you feel accepted or make you feel okay. I'll wind up by saying that's coming from somebody who hasn't drunk alcohol since the age of 17, so that's 40 years, and have never missed it, and would never consider that I would ever need it. So thank you for watching. I hope you've derived something from this. I've got the sun, well, I think I've got the sun in my eyes. I can't even see the screen, but anyway, live vegan, save lives. I'll speak to you soon.